The full moon on November the 27th brings with it an opportunity to step through the doorway of the new earth template. Everything that has been happening up until this point has helped us be prepared for this changeover period now, because we are about to move into this a new earth template, as we're then also moving into the Aquarian age starting next year in 2024. And now there's this energetic shift happening, giving us all the opportunity to step through that doorway to the new earth template. So there's an energetic shift happening, and everyone has the opportunity to align themselves to this new frequency, to experience those immense energetic shifts as they're really aligning themselves to this new earth template. And in this video today, I want to share with you the key things that I think you should know about this particular full moon, so you can really make the most out of it, because there's a lot of potential that comes with this changeover energy that is available with this full moon. So let's dive into those 5 key things. The first thing that I would like for you to know is that you're now settling into this new earth frequency, where you're really embodying a more higher way of being, where you have grown so much with everything that's been happening this year, and especially with the recent eclipse. So much change has happened, so much growth has happened, so much transformation has happened, and now you're really aligning yourself to this higher frequency, that's higher way of being, because that's really what is available. This is really what is at offer also with this new earth frequency. Is there's a more aligned, more abundant, more prosperous kind of frequency that we can align ourselves to. So you may start noticing that you're looking at life from a different kind of angle, a different perspective, maybe a higher perspective as well, where things that bothered you before now no longer bother you the same way, because you have really risen in consciousness, you really up leveled, you have really aligned yourself to a higher way of being. And that is because of all the things that happened this year, all these cosmic changes, shifts, and the purging that was happening throughout this year. All of the things that happened throughout this year really helped you prepare yourself for this point. Because if you wouldn't have gone through all the things that you have gone through throughout this year, you would not be ready to align yourself to this new earth template. So even though this year may have been quite a roller coaster for you, or maybe even very, very challenging for you, just know that it was necessary, and as bad as this may sound, but it was necessary for you to be ready for this changeover in frequencies and energies, because we're moving into this whole 5D new earth frequency band as we're now transitioning into the new year, into the Aquarian age. So everything that was happening this year was really helping you internally prepare yourself to be ready for this changeover. This year was really that changeover year. So we were like kind of like in between. And that's why this year may have been very challenging for many, maybe even for you as well. And if you have gone through a very challenging year, just know that this year is almost over. And you may still feel a little out of sorts in a way. And I want to invite you to check out a light language activation I recently released to recalibrate your body, your energy flow. Because with everything that was happening with the recent eclipse and with October, the purging and all of that rebirth period, you may still feel a little off or out of balance. So if you're feeling that, if you're feeling a little out of sorts, definitely check out that recalibrate your body light language activation. The link is in the description below. That can help you on an energetic level to really get back into alignment. It's definitely a powerful activation. So if you would like to check it out, the link is in the description below. Then the second thing I would like for you to know is that you're actually also now starting to be rewarded for all your hard work, because so much has happened this year. You have grown, you have transformed, you have done your work, whether you wanted to or you didn't, but cosmically you were urged and you were assisted to transform, to let go. And now your hard work is paying off. You will start seeing those shifts in your life happening, and you will see those shifts happening internally and externally, where you actually start feeling like a different person. And then you're starting to see the things happening in your life. Maybe you're having more opportunities coming your way. Maybe life becomes more easier. Maybe you're experiencing more abundance, more prosperity, more success, more joy, more happiness, whatever it is. But you will start to see your hard work to pay off now. Now, if you remember a little while ago, I mentioned that now the rest of the year is really, we're still in that kind of training period to learn how to really align ourselves to the 5D frequency. And this is going to continue. We're still in this training time, so to speak, to align ourselves to this new earth template. It's this 5D frequency band. So you may notice that you have days where you're very easily in more of the 5D frequency, and then you have days where you're slipping more frequently into the 3D again. So this is this back and forth. This is kind of like the training time that we're in right now, because here the invitation is to pay attention whenever you're moving back into the 3D world and being bugged down by the problems, challenges, by everything that's happening in the world right now, which is really sad. But you want to pay attention whenever you're really being dragged down again. You want to stop for a moment, get back to center and say, no, this is not who I want to be right now. This is not who I have grown into. This is not who I want to be moving forward. And then you course correct. You realign yourself to that higher frequency, the 5D frequency. And it's okay if you're slipping in and out. Like I said, we are still in this whole practice time. We're not used to being in the 5D frequency, right? So we're used to being in the down-to-earth 3D world of experiencing all these challenges and obstacles and all of those different things. So it's absolutely normal. But you're being guided, you're being assisted, you're being invited to become aware whenever you are moving into 3D, so you can course correct. So that is still that training phase that we're still in, to really align ourselves to that new earth frequency, that new earth template. But you will start seeing things are shifting with more ease. You're becoming more aware whenever you're in 3D rather than in 5D. So there's a lot that is really happening right now. And this full moon energy is really assisting you on an internal level to really prepare yourself even more to that new earth template. So just be aware and pay attention to your efforts really starting to pay off right now. Then the third thing that I would like for you to know is that this new frequency that we're really moving into, that we're aligning ourselves to, that new earth template, can still trigger your ego and your personality. Because, well, we are so used to being in 3D that whenever we are moving into 5D and we're in 5D and it's really nice and comfortable, it's like it can be uncomfortable for the ego because all these good things are starting to happen in your life. And then the ego, the personality may kick in like, this is scary. This is not normal for me, right? So just be aware. That's what I just mentioned. You may notice that you're slipping out of 5D and then going back into 5D. So just be aware. But like I said, you now have more of the awareness to become aware that whenever your ego is kind of being triggered, when your personality is triggered, so here then take a step back and then tune in to see, okay, what is triggering me right now? What is this bringing up within me? Because sometimes when things are really good and they are way better than what you're used to, you may wonder, well, is this just like a one-time thing? I mean, it's too good to be true, those type of thoughts. You want to pay attention. And you want to really tune in and see what else is coming up for you. Maybe there's still some wounds, some past experiences that are being triggered by by that goodness that you're experiencing, by these shifts that are happening, by you really aligning yourself to that higher frequency, that your personality, your ego is triggered. So here, just take a step back and then assess what is really going on and then do something about it so you can really course correct, because that's then here where you don't want it and move back into the higher frequency and not stay in this lower level frequency. Because yes, things can happen where you slip out of 5D into 3D, where life just happens all around you. But here then the invitation is to take the high road. Instead of being really dragged down by what's going on, by what you're feeling, to work the energy. It's okay to feel whatever emotions are coming up with the intention of releasing it and letting it go. Because you don't just want to put it aside, ignore it or whatnot, but you want to work with whatever is coming up so you can let it go. You can decide that this is not what I want to feel anymore. And then you make the conscious choice that this is part of my old me. I no longer associate myself with my old self anymore. This is not who I want to be anymore. This is not who I am anymore. You don't have that choice. But just know that this whole change over energy and this new frequency that we're moving into can still trigger your ego and your personality. So just pay attention whenever you're feeling triggered. Just work with whatever comes up and then course correct. Then the fourth thing I would like for you to know is that there's still a lot that is shifting and changing and aligning on an energetic level. Like I said, we are moving through this new earth template, the gateway, that doorway to the new earth template. We're then moving into the new energy period of the new year. So we're still in this changeover period right now. So a lot is still shifting. A lot is still happening on an energetic level, on a cosmic level. But the more you do your work, the more you really step through this and align yourself to this higher frequency, you will automatically rise higher. Your life will then shift. You will shift internally as well. So you're still also aligning yourself to that new earth template as well, that new frequency. So that's why, like I mentioned, it can be a little triggering to your ego, but there's still a lot shifting. So we're not yet out of this whole energy period of changing and shifting and upgrading, but we have been through the hardest time of this year already. It really shifted at the end of October with the closing of the eclipse. Now, November and December is really more so about aligning ourselves to that new frequency. So now it's really that forward moving energy. From what I'm really picking up is like the last 10 months from January to end of October was really more past related, about purging, about releasing, about letting go. And now November and December is about that forward movement because we're already aligning ourselves to that new frequency in the new year. But there's still a lot of energetic shifts that are happening that you may feel. So if you're very sensitive to the energy, you may be experiencing also those energetic roller coasters for the rest of the year. So here, the more you can manage your energy, set those clear boundaries, the easier this will become for you. This may then also mean you may want to then be more by yourself, not be around a lot of people. And I know with the holiday season coming up, it may be a little challenging, but in here, do your protection. Protect your energy, cleanse your energy, ground your energy, do what you need to do to really stay in alignment, energetically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, really stay in alignment on all levels. If you're feeling that your energetic nervous system is being triggered by whatever is going on, make self-care a higher priority. But because there is still a lot of energetic shifts that are happening until we're ready to move into the new year. So just be aware of that. And with this full moon, you may then also feel those energetic shifts happening then as well. And then the fifth and final piece here is that, and this is some exciting news, is that new opportunities, new pathways, new possibilities are all now coming into your life. They're now making themselves available and known to you because you are at a very important turning point in life for humanity. As we're moving into this new earth frequency band, this new earth template, you are needed in whatever way, shape, and form that looks like for you. Whether it's you feel called to become a healer, a mentor, a guide, a spiritual teacher, or whatever it is. Or maybe not even anything like that, but just you really stepping more into your own inner power and shining your light more, really doing more of your work and just being that role model to others, not on a professional level, but just you being a role model for to others because you are living your best life. And you will receive those insights. If you haven't already received the insights into your path moving forward, pay attention, especially now with this full moon. Take time out to really open yourself up to receiving the insights, to receiving the guidance, to receiving the direction of what that path moving forward really looks like for you. Because now those opportunities, the possibilities, they're all now opening up for you. That new pathway for you, that higher pathway, your soul's highest path, it's all now unfolding for you. You're receiving the insights, the guidance. So here it's really about being open to receiving that guidance because you are really needed on this path moving forward. Because the more you do your work, the more you really step into what your soul has come here to do, whether it's on a more professional level or you just on a personal level. But whatever it is, you're really embracing that path moving forward will make a difference, will make an impact in the world and in the people that are around you, that you touch by, your presence, by you talking to them, by your connection and everything. So just be aware of that. Really open yourself up to receiving those insights. But those new opportunities, those new insights are now also coming in, really giving you that clear roadmap, if you're open to receiving a clear roadmap, to how to really move forward, to really how you can really elevate your life and then elevate the life of so many other people, if that is your soul's calling. And then here the message is, whatever guidance you receive, you want to trust the guidance. Trust it, even if it's scary and outside of your comfort zone, but trust the guidance. And then you want to act on the guidance. Start making preparation, or start taking steps. Start making a plan of how to really implement those insights that you have gotten. What can you do to really move forward with those insights, the guidance that you received? It's really about taking the steps forward. The more you do that, the more you really listen to the guidance and really act on the guidance, and of course trust the guidance, you will see your life and of course yourself really uplift, and you will feel even more in alignment. That's when that deep fulfillment and also is being experienced as you're following your soul's calling. So that these are the things that are really available with this full moon energy. So it's a mix of really great energy, but then also it can be still quite challenging because ego is being triggered. We're still in this training phase of really aligning ourselves to this 5D frequency. But just know that you have this opportunity now with this full moon to align yourself even more to this new earth template. So if you enjoyed this video so far, do me a favor, hit the like button and let me know, are you already feeling these changes, these energetic changes? I would love to know. Leave me a comment below, and while you're at it, maybe even subscribe if you haven't done so already. Definitely hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I release new content. But now, the way you can make the most out of this full moon energy, because it really brings a great energetic period that we can really align ourselves to this new energy, this new earth template. So here what you can do is take time out, really make that time and space to open yourself up, to align yourself on an energetic level to this new frequency. You can do this in meditation, or you can do this just in sitting in silence and really intending to align yourself to this frequency, to this energy. But then also give yourself the time and space to adjust to this as well. It's like it will be feeling uncomfortable at first. Think of it like that. When you buy a brand new shoe, you wouldn't go run a marathon with a brand new shoe, or go, walk for miles upon miles because the shoe is brand new. It's uncomfortable. It's gonna hurt after a little while because the shoe hasn't been broken in. It's the same thing with this energy. Our body, our physical body needs to get used to this new frequency. So you may have noticed, maybe you have had days where you felt very sluggish, tired, exhausted, and things like that. And that's because our physical body is not used to this new energy yet. So you want to take some time out, especially on or around the full moon. Take more time out to really maybe practice a little bit more self-care, meditate a little bit more, tune in a little bit more, open yourself up to receiving the insights and the guidance, because that also will then help you then start preparing for the new year. You may even set some time aside to really look ahead. What do you want to do for the new year? What do you want to experience in 2024? What are some intentions you would like to set? And start working on your plan already. Don't wait until the new year starts and then start with your New Year's resolutions, but start now already. Use this energy, use whatever this full moon now also has to offer for you about the insights and the guidance to craft that plan for your path moving forward for the new year. This will really help you make the most out of this energy, but just know it's going to take some time to adjust physically to this higher frequency. Our body needs some time. So just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself that time and space. And I know it's around the holidays if you're in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving and you may be around family a lot. Just still see if you can take some time out, before the full moon, on the full moon, and even the day after, to you really tune into this energy, to open yourself up to those energetic shifts that are available to you, and then really make the conscious decision that, yes, I'm aligning myself to this new earth template, this new earth frequency. I'm stepping through the doorway because that is truly what is available to you right now. So here you have it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, that you got value out of it. Now be sure to check out this video here. That's that light language about recalibrating your body that will definitely help you with this changeover energy as well. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.